So a little side note about the Endurance blade is that when you get this is a size 45 millimeter. This one does not come with the Endurance blade. They are sold separately. This is the 60 millimeter blade. This blade only works on Olfa cutters. The 45 meter one, this size, see the size difference? This size Endurance blade works on Olfa, Fiskars, and all of the other rotary cutter brands. So I tend to buy the 45 millimeter Endurance blade, and then I put it on whatever rotary cutters I have, and I have a lot. So I have some Fiskars. This one right now is my favorite one. It just fits better in my hand, like I was talking about earlier. So you can get an Endurance blade and then have it put on any of your 45 millimeter rotary cutters. But the 60 millimeter one only works on Olfa. Clear as mud? Okay. I know that can be kind of tricky, but that's just something that you're going to want to know so that way you buy the right blade for your right tool. Otherwise, it's going to be like, why did I invest in this? So you have that option as well. And, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is one of my favorite things that I did not know that I needed until just like a few months ago. So have you ever heard of an adjustable ruler? It comes in pieces, and I left the paper on this one so you could see it. But literally, whenever you go to a sewing bee, a lot of people will bring a really small one that's usually about 6 or 8 inches tall, and then they bring a big one for their cutting mat. This one, it has the end piece here. I already have it put in. And then you just follow the numbers if you want to. Actually, that is the one right there. So that tells me that I literally was using it like this when I was at my last sewing bee. So you literally just push it in, and I lay it flat on the table and smush it. And I have tried to break these, and I haven't. See, this end is straight. It starts with 1, and then it goes all the way, and then you just keep connecting. I just pull it off like that, and then I can add the next one. Helps if I look at the numbers. And you just push it together, and now I have a bigger one. And it does, when you lay it straight on your mat, it is straight. And it's level, so it's really, really helpful. I did not think that I would need this. I did not think that this would make my life easy, but it does. I carry one ruler. I've had a lot of girlfriends. It comes with its own little pouch. I do have some of these in my shop, and it's called the adjustable ruler. And it is 6 inches wide and goes up to 24 inches tall. So it will fit a big ruler, like if you're using a full-size cutting mat. Or I can just pull out my small little 6-inch section and use it for cutting smaller pieces. I love it. And since I've gotten this, I haven't used my other rulers at all. Like, seriously. I just use this one. And I've known a lot of people who have taken a lot of their big rulers and all their multi-size rulers, you know, multi-widths, multi-lengths, and they end up breaking in the car for however reasons they packed them a certain way, and maybe they fell or broke. And mine doesn't break. So this is really cool. It's the adjustable ruler by Karen Buckley, and these are amazing. They run sometimes around $34. I think I have them in the shop for $33.95. So you can check them out at SewMuchCharm.com and click on the Let's Shop tab, and you can look at it yourself. If you want close-up pictures or like, let me see that, PM me and I will take some more pictures and send it to you, no problem. Okay, another thing, and this is going to be kind of like off the beaten path a little bit, is you may want a flash drive. Why? Well, because as quilters, we tend to find a lot of free patterns online, and it can take over your computer. Ask me how I know. It took me a couple of computers to figure this out. So this one is literally paper piecing, as you can see. And this one is a big one. I think this is a full terabyte. I think so. This not only has my computer backup, but also has all of my pieced patterns in it. And I also have another one for applique. There are free patterns all over the internet, Pinterest. There's fabric manufacturers that come out with all sorts of patterns for each fabric line that they have, and they're free. You just have to go to their website and see, hey, oh, I really like this fabric line. Let me see what they did with it. And say if Benartex comes out with this awesome line, or In the Beginning Fabrics comes out with this gorgeous line that you just fall in love with. Go to their website and you will see a spot for free quilt patterns for you to use that line. There's usually at least one free pattern, and there's going to be several others that you're able to buy. Well, you can download those right there and just save it on a flash drive. Something I wish someone had told me. Yeah, my computer still has, I still find quilt patterns in different folders all over my computer, and I wish I'd known about that from the beginning. But no one told me. Oh, yeah. Okay. So another thing I didn't know about is that sewing machines come with all sorts of feet for you to make all sorts of piping, zippers, everything. There is even a 1/4-inch foot with a blade that you can back up your fabric to and make sure that you have a 1/4-inch stitch all throughout your piecing. When I first started quilting, I was horrible at sewing a 1/4-inch. Could not do it. Could not eyeball it. Could not even have a mark on my sewing machine. And I got this, and I've used this now for maybe a year and a half. And now I'm comfortable to where I can eyeball a 1/4-inch. But did you know you can get a 1/4-inch foot, and there's where the needle goes right there. That little line right there, this bottom red line, that is your 1/4-inch from here to the edge. That also lets you know when to stop sewing for your binding, to flip it and make your mitered corner, and then to go back right there. That little red line right there where my fingernail is touching. Isn't that amazing? So if you have a sewing machine, look up your accessories. This did not come with my machine. I also have a Juki 2000 DX 2000 QVP, and I made sure that I have the 1/4-inch foot for that too. Why make life harder? Make it easy. So that is something I definitely recommend to get, is that 1/4-inch foot. Another thing is a marking pencil. This is a chalk pencil. I have tried the friction pens for marking fabric and marking things, and it does not work for me. For whatever reason, it does not come off for me. That has been my experience. But Sewline Trio pencils, these run about $20. It comes in 3 colors. Do you need all 3 colors? No. But I have found that depending on the fabric, I'm going to use certain colors. I did learn in another quilters tutorial, however, that pink will show up on any color except pink. White and black can blend in and disappear so that you lose the marking with your eye, even though it's technically there. So the Sewline Trio pencil, I don't know if you can see this down here at the bottom, BL for black. I think there's, now I can't see it. So see, it's black right now. Push it back in, and then I just turn it, and now it's white, and I turn it, there's black, there's white. Ooh, I must be out of pink. So I need to get some pink. Well, that's easy to do because you can also buy their refill pack. So don't feel bad and go, oh my God, she's out. She's got to buy a new one. No, I can get this. It's like $6 and it comes with all 3 colors, the black, white, and the pink. This is what they look like now. This was a tester version that I did for Sew Line and I love it so much. I've kept it. This is what the package looks like now. It's amazing. However, if you just want one pencil, you can get the Taylor's pencil. It does come in white and it also comes in pink. You just have to make sure that the barrel of the pencil is the color that you want. So this one is white, so the lead or the chalk pencil is white. You can find them in pink though. And I personally prefer the pink. It's easier to see for me. I have very difficult eyes. So I try to use products that help me see things better, clearer, and easier. So I personally recommend for marking a pink pencil, and you can use any of these. I love Sew Line. I love it. They're amazing. I have used this Taylor pencil and the Trio. The Trio is my favorite, but this one is only like $3. So it just depends also on your budget and what you're wanting to do. Okay, another thing is sewing machine needles. And I want to draw your attention to here where it says Chrome Professional Grade. Does this mean that I am like a professional seamstress? No. This means that I want every single needle in this package to be worth 40 hours of sewing. If it is not a Chrome Professional needle, then your lifespan of these needles is only 8 hours and you have to change them more frequently. But these last for 40 hours of straight sewing. So if you also finish a project, I also recommend changing your needle after every project because your needle can develop little spurs on it and that can be what is cutting your thread. It could be what's causing a dun 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 while you sew. Need me to do that again? Dun dun dun. And it just causes issues. So if you're willing to invest the $6, $7, $8 for the needles, then get the Chrome Professional ones. And I'm a fan of Schmidt's. One reason is because they also have a phone app that you can download to your phone, and then you can look up what needle for what type of fabric you need. And it's also very helpful, like if you just do a sporadic, sudden, I'm gonna go to the quilt shop at 3 hours away, go for a road trip. You don't have to carry all your stuff. You can just download it on your phone and you can find out exactly which needle to get. Other needle companies also have the same thing. So if you're not a fan of Schmidt's, just download that needle company and then you can also see that as well. So Schmidt's needles, Chrome Professional Grade gives you 40 hours. The regular Schmidt's that's not professional grade only gives you 8 hours. And the rest of the needles that I have found that are not professional grade are only an 8-hour lifespan as well. Change your needle. Okay. Thread is amazing. This is an example of a Wonderfill thread pack that we put together here at So Much Charm, and it's part of the MMC, the Multi-Max Thread Club. This is something that is super cool, and it's something that I have learned that as a beginner, you are going to want a variety of colors, not only with your fabrics, so like your color wall with your fabrics and your threads. I have had so many times when I've been sewing at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, because that's the only time I can get away from kids and a husband to sew and be in my own space. And I didn't have the right thread. And I'm talking when I was going through postpartum depression after having my child, tears. Okay, so you may be in that boat. If you are and you want someone to talk to, message me. I've been there, and quilting literally pulled me back out of it. But more on thread later, because I'm going to do a whole new video on the threads because I love thread. Okay, one of the last things that I want to share with you are these bad boys. These are called quilters gloves. Can you believe this? Ah! You can get these. And when I first saw these, I was like, really? What's so great about these? Well, for one thing, you put them on. No, they're not going to make your hands warmer at all. They're not. But you put them on and you lay your hands like this with the needle here, and you can free motion your block or your quilt or that section of your quilt much easier, and you have control over it. And you can also put a slick pad underneath it and really get your momentum going. In fact, I will put the name of that product on the blog. So make sure that you go to somuchcharm.com, and I will add that to the list of details and all of the perks and stuff that I'm suggesting and talking about. You don't need to take notes. You can just go to the blog and print it all out. But this is something that I was like, really? And a girlfriend talked me into it. And I was like, ooh, you are so right. It really does make a difference. So if you're trying to learn how to free motion and you want to practice it, I recommend the Quilters gloves. They really work. It's like amazing. Okay, my last item that is my favorite basic for beginners, and this one might be a little odd for you, but it is Elmer's school glue. I know, you're like, this is kind of crazy. But you would take it and on your fabric, just do an ever so slightly, like, I don't know if you can see that tiny little stream of glue. And then you would match the edges of your fabric to it, apply a hot, dry iron, and then sew, and then press open, and you're like, perfect seams. It doesn't move. Sometimes it's easier to do that than to actually pin your fabrics. So glue or a glue stick. A lot of people use glue sticks. You can get a giant box of glue sticks for like 10 bucks online. And I have a 5-year-old who loves gluing stuff, so we split this. So glue sticks are really, really cool. I have a demonstration of this on my YouTube channel. So just go to YouTube and search So Much Charm, and you will see a demonstration on applique and how to glue pieces together, so that way you can see how it holds it together and you don't have to worry about pinning things. It really, really does make a difference. It really does. So, refresh. The top things that you should consider investing in as a beginner. Some glue, and if you get it with the back to school sale, you can get it literally for pennies. The endurance blade, an Ulfa rotary cutter, a big fat seam ripper that grips your hand really, really nice. The adjustable ruler is amazing. Magic pins, get a little extra light, LED light for lamp for your light. The thread guide book is to die for. You're gonna want that. I call that my thread Bible. My marking chalk pencils, I love those from Soline, the Trio pencil and the Taylor pencil. They're wonderful. USBs, don't forget your flash drive for all your patterns, all of that good stuff. So once you have like the books and you have those basics, you pretty much have almost all the tools in your toolbox to be a successful quilter. The last thing that I want to talk to you about is thread. And this is going to go back to the thread book right here.